Whenever I'm grading students' work, like I want to use this as an example, I don't want to just put a grade on that paper, on that assignment for the student. I really like to give specific feedback. So I use something called feedback templates. And basically, these are notes that are already typed up that allow me to give students feedback on different things specifically, but also very quickly. I love printing my feedback notes on sticky notes so that I already have them ready. And they allow me to quickly give responses to student work. Like, for example, I love using feedback templates for writing assignments where I can just quickly go through giving feedback on how that student did with their writing. I can also give encouragement with additional details for something, for an assignment. I can send notes to parents, and I normally keep stacks of these. I'll have several. It's time for me to make some new copies. But I just love having something quick that I can peel off my stack of sticky notes that allows me to be able to talk to my students, give them additional feedback. Here are some more examples. And teachers can use these with each other, which I think is so important right now in light of distance learning, to be able to give that encouragement to one another. So that's an example of the printable feedback templates that I use. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen with you, and as you can see, here's one page of the student feedback examples. These are some of the same templates that I showed you with the physical printed feedback notes. And now that so many more teachers are forced to do virtual learning, remote learning, can something like this be used in a digital classroom or with an online learning platform? And the answer is absolutely. So I still want to be able to give my students constructive, detailed feedback. I want to be able to do it in an efficient way. And here's how I use the exact same notes. So let's just say I want to use this one here that says wow work. A student completed a digital assignment for me, and I want to, just let them know that I'm impressed with their work. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to take a screenshot of this particular note. And I am on a MacBook, so there are so many different ways that you could take a screenshot of an entire page or to turn an entire PDF into different images. But I don't want to turn the entire page into like a JPEG or a PNG image. I just want to use one specific note for this specific work assignment, okay? So on a MacBook, to do that, I hit Shift, Command, and the number 4, which will allow me to just take a screenshot of that, okay? And now I'm going to pull it back up for you to see here because this is in PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do, I like to jazz up my student feedback notes when I'm printing them. That's why I have them printed on all these different sticky notes. I can do the same thing with a digital note. I go up here in PowerPoint to picture format. And then I go over here to color. And I'm just going to choose, this blue. All right, that's a cute blue. So now I have a blue sticky note with wow work. And I'm going to pull up my students' digital assignment that I want to give them feedback on, okay? So this is an example of, I'm going to put it so that you can see it better. This is an example of one of my digital literacy centers. It's a drag and drop where students can choose the anonym. And so what I'm going to do is take that digital sticky note there, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it onto their digital work. Boom, bada bing. And now I can move this around. I can even change the size of it if I want. I can rotate it around inside of Google Slides, stick it wherever I need to put it. And I don't even have to put it exclusively on the student's work. For a digital assignment, I can put it over here on the side if I want. It's just an extra way for me to commend students or communicate with students about their online work. So I could do the same thing with any other form of feedback. Maybe I need a student to go back and look at something else or look at something in a different way. So I'm going to use this little mini rubric. I'm going to do the same steps. On a MacBook, you would hit Shift Command 4, highlight that specific feedback example, that note, and then I want to change it to, I'm going to picture format, color. This time I'm thinking orange. Nah, I'm thinking yellow. So now I'm going to take that note, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back to that same example to just keep it streamlined. And now I want them to take another look at their assignment because maybe they did not do their best work on this particular assignment, and I want them to have this little mini rubric, which it would have taken me much longer to write out or to type out a detailed note. But since I have this as a template, it's already typed, then it allows me to just stick this note onto their digital assignment as a way to communicate with them. I'm basically trying to get my student to see, wait, is this really your best work? And it only took me a few seconds to attach this digital sticky note to their work. And that's how I use digital student feedback notes for distance learning. Not only do I use the printable feedback templates for communicating with students, but I also use them for my lesson planning. So I'm showing an example here of a worksheet that I'm thinking about using. And if you have room moms or room dads, if you have volunteers in your classroom, maybe you're on a teaching team, if you have a TA, a teacher assistant or parapro, then you don't want to spend extra lesson planning time communicating with them about what you need and how they can help you. And so I started using feedback template notes with my TA also and with my teaching team. Again, they're already formatted. This example is getting help with grading or filing papers. For this particular example, we stuff envelopes to send home with students, put things in the mailboxes, any extras. I also included where something could be located, other details. I also liked to include the date and the date needed, because in my lesson planning, I do batch work. So I make all my copies on the same day. I grade all my student work on the same day, just to kind of help me be more efficient and productive with all my lesson planning work. If you work on a teaching team and you share responsibilities, then here's a note that we put on sticky note that, you know, where you can make copies, calling, emailing, talking to parents, all the other supplies that might be needed for a STEM project or something in the classroom. And here are all of the different templates that I've made for getting copies done, extra help that I need in the classroom. I also ask for help a lot with my bulletin boards, getting things laminated, taking down the bulletin board. One of the things that I have heard, so I've been a teacher for 12 years, and I've had a combination of all those that I listed: room moms and dads, TAs, teaching teams. And what I've heard every single time is, I love coming in to help you in your classroom because you have everything already set up for me, and I know exactly what you need my help with. So they come straight in and they just start helping, which saves time for me and them. I like printing them on sticky notes, which I shared already. Why I like that, it's just so much easier to peel and stick. But if you don't like printing on sticky notes, you can just print them and cut them out and use them as is. One of my assistants called them ditto notes, like ditto, I got that, I know exactly what you need. If you don't want to use the extra time to cut, then print it out as is. Write your information that you need help with, and as soon as that task is done, you just X out and then use the next note for the next task you need. And once that full sheet has been completed, you toss it and you get a new one. So I keep all of my printed sticky notes, all of the templates inside of an envelope in a file cabinet near my desk. So that way, anybody helping me or myself when I'm lesson planning and getting ready for prep, we know exactly where everything is. It just makes life so much easier. You save time as a teacher. All of the printable feedback and digital feedback templates that I've talked about, these can be edited to say what you need them to say. And they're all available in my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. My name is Tanya G. Marshall, the Butterfly Teacher. And all of these come in a bundle that allow you to edit and use them for distance learning or learning in the classroom.